Good morning, everybody. My name is Louise Golding from Clarity Crafts here in the UK, and welcome to another episode of Groovi Tuesday. Paul isn't here, he is in the building, but I am going solo today, so fingers crossed everything goes well. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope the weather is lovely where you are as well. It was a bit foggy this morning, very foggy. But hopefully that means it's going to be sunny later. Fingers crossed. We can only hope. So we have the lovely Jane Telford is in the room with you today. So if you have any questions, ask Jane. And
carry on, Louise.
Hello.
Carry on.
So Jane Telford is in the room. So if you have any questions at all, then Jane Telford is there for you.
Just bear with while we just sort out the technical issues.
Technical
There
issues.
Let me just get Mr. Jim.
Lovely.
Just carry on talking.
Okay, wonderful. So if you have any questions, then Jane is there for you. And then also I'll be looking at the chat as well. So if I catch anything, then I will be there as well. So let's go. So hello.
There you go, Mr. Jim to the rescue.
Mr. Jim to the rescue. Thank you. Right. So in a minute, we'll be having a look at what we've been doing in the last few sessions on Groovi Tuesday. So let me bring in all of the details.
Just wait for the moment, Lou.
Okay. Is it working? Right. So in a minute, we'll be having a look at what we've been doing in the last few sessions. Yeah. So let me bring in all of the details.
Yeah, we've got the picture.
Yay!
There we go. Okay.
Am I there?
You are there.
Excellent.
There we go. Just bear with for a moment. Gremlins.
The Groovily Gremlins are at it again.
Now, no sound.
Oh no.
Although I can hear you on here.
Am I there?
Yay. We've got the sound.
We have sound.
Thank you, Nick.
We have sound, we have picture.
Rewind. Well done.
Excellent.
There's nothing to do with technology.
Where's
technology.
the chat gone?
Where's the chat gone?
Where's the chat?
There we go. There we go. Carry on, Louise. Well done. Well done.
Hey, we're back. Okay, so now that's done. I thought what we'll do in a minute is we'll have a look at what we've been doing in the last couple of sessions. And then we will go on to have a go at what we've been doing today. So I'm glad everything's loud and clear. Brilliant. So I thought I'd just quickly mention to do with the foundation course, 123 foundation course, all emails now have gone out. So if you haven't received an email from us regarding getting into the inner circle, then just give Paul an email, paul@claritystamp.com, and he'll make sure that you get that email. It might be in your junk folder. So just make sure that you have that email, and then next Wednesday you'll be able to come into the grand old session there. So that's that bit done. So let me have a look. What I'll do first is I'll bring in Tina Cox's all-in-one plates. So if anybody hasn't watched it the last couple of sessions, Tina Cox did some wonderful Tina's Floral Swirls and Corners 1 and 2 a few years back now, quite a while ago. And then she made these amazing cards, creating these 2 plates. So these are the cards that she created. Let me get that bit of parchment out of the way. Got my cup of tea here. It's all nice and cozy now. So let me just bring in these cards now. Let me go here. There we are. So this is the one that we have been working on in the last couple of sessions. So it's really lovely, isn't it? We've done the outer part. We haven't got to the dotty part here yet, but we have the main octagon shape. We've done all the white work. We've started the grid work. So we're just going to be doing picot cutting on the inside today, and then a bit of the dotty effects and everything. We may get onto a bit of perforating as well. So fingers crossed on that one. So that is the first one, and that is it traced out. So you can see the middle part is exactly the same as what we have done here. It's just the corners, as you can see, you can use them twice. So you've used this little bit here. Let me just bring it in a little bit closer. Come in a little closer. Yes, so we've used this little bit here, but then you can also move it out. So now you have that corner there as well. So yes, so that's that one. And that was the thank you plate. That's a really lovely one. And then this is, oh, it's on its side. Hey. This is the for you plate. Again, it's really lovely. You can create some lovely designs with that one, just as it is, or mixed it up. So yeah, so that's that one. And then we have, oh, they're all on their side. Hey. Very best wishes. So that's a lovely one. So you can use these separately or use this as a panel. The good thing is these cards also, the Groovi plates also have a lovely scallop square to frame as well. So that's really nice as well. And then the with love, this is really lovely as well. This can create some lovely cards. And if you just turn the Groovi plate around as you go around, you can create a complete circle. So uninterrupted by the flower. So that's always good. So that's the with love. And that's the lovely card that Tina created using that plate. So yeah, so those are those ones. So we're going to concentrate on the card that we have been doing in the last couple of sessions, which is this lovely one. Doesn't Tina have some lovely style? Her layering is brilliant. So this looks really lovely on the black and white, I must admit. So let me bring in what we have been doing next side to side. Let me just bring it out a little bit. There we go. Okay, so we have done the white work. So we've done the initial line art. We've done the white work. Now what we're going to be concentrating on, we did the grid. Do you remember last week? For anybody that hasn't seen the last couple of sessions, you can always go back and catch up on YouTube, on Clarity Crafts YouTube page. And that has all of the Groovi Tuesdays, the shacks, the TV shows. So definitely go on there if you've missed anything. So let me bring this in closer. Ah, there we go. Oh, and a bit closer. There you go. Ta-da! So, oh, that's good. We can see properly there. So we did our little 4 dots, miss a dot, 4 dots, miss a dot, and so on. Then we created our little U. We came down into a U, then created our capital I, stood it on a box, and then made a bridge. So I've seen a lot of our lovely ladies and gentlemen out there have been creating the little middle parts. I've seen them on Groovi Worldwide. You've done a brilliant job, everyone. It's really lovely when a teacher sees all the homework out there. So yeah, so we did this part, which was really good. So now this week, what I thought we'd concentrate on is we're going to picot cut the middle part out. And then we are going to head into doing our dots. And then what I'd show you is perforating. I thought I'd show you perforating with the 2 needle fine and the 2 needle bold. So you can see the difference between the perforating and and when you have it on a piece of artwork, you can see the difference. So I thought I'd do that at the end, just to show you what that would be like. So let's get started. So I'm going to bring in my super foam and my Pico foam. So let me go on to number 2. Here we are. So it's on my Pico foam. So what I will be doing is I'm going to be using the Perga cutters. Oh, it's going out of focus. There we go. Hello. Come back. There we go. So yes, so when you are Pico cutting, these ones, you have 2 choices. You can either do one at a time, if that makes it easier for you when you're a beginner, to do one at a time, or you don't even have to be a beginner. If it's easy for you to do it like that, then you can. What I tend to do when I do it is I will do all of them one way, and then I will turn it. So what I mean by that is, for example, say I'll do these 2 rows. So Pico cut there and Pico cut. So the head and the shoulders, head and the shoulders. There we go. So let me bring it into camera number 3. You might see it a little bit better. Let's see. And then we turn it around, so it's easier to get to. Then you would do the head and shoulders again at the top. And then turn it again. Head and the shoulders. And then lastly, last turn, head and shoulders. You can create a little song. Head, shoulders, turn it round, turn it round. There we go. So, oh, missed that one. There we go. So let me just turn it on to number 2. So you can see from there, we have created the little head and the shoulders there. I'm not going to do this one because you won't be able to complete a full one there. But I will go down to this row here and then carry it on all the way down. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Right, so you might actually be able to see it better from here, really, I think. Yeah, let's give it a go. So there we go, we've got our head and shoulders. Head and shoulders. I just really want to finish the song off. And shoulders, knees and toes. Then I'm going to turn it round and then do the head and shoulders here. How was everybody's weekend? I haven't seen you since last Tuesday, I think it was. I hope everybody's weekend's been really well. There we go. Head and shoulders. Oh, lovely. So camera 2. Yeah, so it's better on the overhead. Oh, let me just move it over a little bit. Sneaky. You get so involved and then you notice that you're going off camera. How rude. There we go. So the head and shoulders. There we go. And lastly, last turn. Whee. The head. There we go. Ooh. I don't want to cut. Naughty little one. There we go. There we go. go. Oh, hello. There we are. So there's the second row. Oh, hello. There we go. So we would just carry on. Just we haven't got many to go. It goes very, very quickly. Have you noticed? Okay. So what I will probably do is I will do this row. Again, I'll do all of these rows now. And yeah, it's definitely better on the overhead, isn't it? With this one, the head and shoulders. Did everybody see yesterday's TV show, the 2 p.m. one? I watched that last night, actually, before I went to bed. I saw Barbara and Paul. They crack me up sometimes. They're so funny. But no, the shows that they were doing, the demo was really, really clever. I loved how Barbara used the embedder with the rectangle to make it so you can make it smaller or larger just using the one needle tool. So that's a good point of where Groovi sometimes and stamps really, really do come together. You know, there's nothing stopping you from using your stamps on parchment or using parchment in your stamp making. I mean, it really proves that it really does work really well together, both stamping and parchment. And I find sometimes inks on parchment as well. If you create your own backgrounds, you can use stamps on your backgrounds as well. There's so many different things. And yeah, I really enjoyed the demos yesterday, watching those 2 p.m. Those floral crescents are really lovely. I noticed, actually, I don't have them in my stash, which is terrible, really. So I'm going to have to be using the Japan 10 coat to be getting those floral crescents in Groovi Plates. But the stamps were really nice. Every time I see Barbara and Paul demo the stamps, I'm thinking, oh, I could really do with those stamps, you know, because I used to do stamping before Groovi. But I do love my Groovi, I must admit. But there's nothing stopping me from using the stamps on parchment. Definitely not when you can make the lovely backgrounds. There's some really lovely designs with the papers. But yeah, so there's a lot of things to learn in parchment, which kind of really helps with you know, the foundation course that Paul and I are doing. We're teaching so much in there. It's just about getting all of that knowledge in those 3 hours so that we can share it with you guys. But yeah, if you are ever struggling with any of the techniques and everything, that's a really good thing to get, is the foundation course. There'll be like a Q&A room that me and Paul will be looking at and answering any questions. And then we'll be teaching white work, colouring and picot cutting. So there'll be a lot more in depth on, for example, the picot cutting and everything. But I'll show you a few tricks in this as well in a minute, or throughout the Groovi Tuesdays as well. I've already done that one. Losing track of which ones I've done now. I've been talking. There we go. If it helps as well, with my Groovi sticker tabs have disappeared. Is you can use the Groovi guard just to hold down the parchment when you're picot cutting. Actually, as well, this will come in really handy when we are picot cutting out the really delicate bits around the scrolls, because when you're picot cutting, if you hold your Groovi guard against where you're picot cutting and keep it down, it means that those delicate areas, they won't suddenly snip off, because it's very easy when you're doing delicate picot cutting for sometimes them to snip off accidentally, because the parchment moves quite a bit. So yeah, using your Groovi guard just to help you is always a good idea. There we go. Nearly there. Most of them are cut out already. Yeah, just a few more snips. Doesn't take long once you get into it. Before you know it, they've all been snipped out. And then you might miss a few, which have been forgotten. There we go. Just the last few that don't want to be snipped out. I just get so involved with Groovi as well. I don't know if anybody else feels like that, whether they suddenly they go into a world of their own and they're like, hello, you're on Groovi Tuesday. Pay attention. I might do that one as well, actually, just because it's in the corner. There we go. Just making sure that I'm still there. There we go. Wonderful. I've got a bit of gardening to do this weekend. I've noticed it's looking a bit sad out there. I need to clean the patio first. That's a task in itself. There we go. So actually I might do that one. Hang on a minute. So Tina used the fine one in the middle of her project, but we've used the bold here. So it's up to you really. If you want to, I'm going to make a little cross there. If you want to use the fine or the bold, it's completely up to you. Whichever you find easier. Doesn't really stop it looking lovely. Okay, so let me go out a little bit, and then we can see. There we go. Look at my little. It looks a bit like confetti, doesn't it? Let's just turn it over for now. There we go. Brand new. So we have done the middle part. So we've used the grid work. Doesn't take too long at all, does it? Really, once you start getting into it. So I always do the all one way first. It just makes things so much easier. So shoulders, knees and toes. Burning toast, listening to me, seeing head, shoulders, knees and toes. Okay, so now we have done the grid work. I'm going to bring in my plate mate and the diagonal grid. So let me just bring that in now. There we go. It's amazing how quickly it all kind of just pops into place, isn't it? When you start doing it. I mean, we've only been doing an hour each week, and I think we've been doing this is our 4th session now. I think. So yeah. So I thought what I'll show you. So we've got enough time to get in all of the things I want to show you. I'm just going to do, from these corners, I'm going to do like a V shape of the dots so you can see where exactly Tina has picot cut out and where she's done the dots. And once we've done that, then we can concentrate on a little bit of perforating and picot cutting again. So let's do a little bit. So I'm just going to use my, let's do this way, just some Groovi guard. Right, so I'm on the back as well, and I'm going to be using the number 2 tool of the Groovi tools. And I need to, all my sticker tabs have gone on the floor. It's terrible. There we go. Right. Okay, we've got another one. There we go. Perfect. So I'm going to do this a little bit now. I'm just going to get lost in doing little dots now. Yeah, it's amazing how the year has just flown by so far. It's absolutely crazy. Like the clocks go forward this Sunday, and I'm like, where's that time gone? I mean, I'm not complaining because like, look, longer evenings, like lighter evenings, just so much better. You feel like you can do more in the evening when it's lighter. I don't know why. It's the same time, but it's just, you just feel a bit more able to do stuff in the summer when it's lighter. And it's like I've got guinea pigs and a rabbit, and they absolutely love the lighter evenings because I go out there and you can spend more time with them when it's lighter. I look forward to it. Really good fun. And the garden needs a lot of work, it really does. So that's some of my tasks this summer, is to get the garden looking absolutely spiffing, to enjoy it in the summer months. We'll see how we go. Does anybody else like gardening? I quite enjoy it. It's quite therapeutic, a bit like Groovi. You can kind of get lost in, and it's about seeing something take shape. Something that you've created, you can see, you know, makes you feel like you've really done something. There we go. So that's the corner done. Let me put it on the front for you and you can have a look. There we go. Let me just get a bit of black card. Ta-da! So doesn't that look nice? It really makes the artwork start to pop out now. You'll really see it, all of it come together now. Now that it's all the dotty effects coming in, really makes a difference. There we go. So now, as you can see on Tina's card, Tina has also put the dotty effects into all of the outside parts. So in these little bits and here. So I'm going to do that all the way around. So in here, 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 and here. So we'll just concentrate on those bits for now. There we go. So there we go, stick that back down so we don't go ski whiff. There we are. So we're back at 2 p.m. as well. I'm looking forward to that. I've got a lovely demo to show you guys. One of the design team created it. And I loved it so much that I just thought, oh, I'm going to demo that for everyone. But yeah, I hope you all like the demo that we're going to be doing this afternoon. And I fell in love with these Groovi plates. I mean, they're so versatile. The A4 plates, we'll have a look at them in a little while. I know we're going to see them at 2 p.m, but they're really, really useful. And the good thing is they've got all of these panels. You know, there's just so many different things you can do with them. A lovely Barbara and Paul showed them on Friday. I think it was Friday. Yeah. And yeah, they were really, really nice in the stamps. I'm so amazed at our design team as well, what they can create with them. They always amaze me. I see these lovely designs come through just before we're going to do our TV show, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, it's so clever what everybody comes up with, something completely different. It's just that the minds of the design team are just amazing, just to see all their lovely creations. So yeah, definitely worth watching the 2 p.m. show if you can. If not, you can catch up afterwards, which is always handy. It's always there as well. The library of the amount of I was just having a look the other day actually at all of the library on YouTube of all of our shows. They're just there's so many of them, and for quite a few different styles. You know, you have all of the lovely stamping shows, and then all the Groovi Tuesdays that Paul's done so far. It's just amazing, really, that you can. It's amazing technology now that you can just have an hour in here talking with you guys, and then it's going to be on YouTube for ages for everybody to see. Doesn't scare me one little bit. No, not at all. There we go. So, where are we now? Let's have a look. Let me show you. There we go. So, we have done the dotty effects. Oh, is it Richard's birthday today? Happy birthday. I've just seen the chat. Okay, so we've got the lovely dotty effects around the outside. Is it blurry? Come back to me. Okay. No. Hello. Come on. Let's see if number 2. Let's bring it closer. There we go. So yeah, so I've just used, we're using the diagonal bold grid here. So the dots are quite large. If you wanted to use the fine grid, obviously, like we've spoken to before, the dots will be smaller, closer together. So I would say the best tool to use for that would be the 1mm ball tool. Hold on a second. Just having a sip of tea to wake my throat up. So yes, so the fine would be really lovely as well. So as you can see on Tina's card, Tina has also done her lovely dotty effects in here. However, she's picot cut this little bit out. So as we can see, so the dotty effect is going to be in here and here, but then we're not going to do it in here, this area, because this is going to be picot cut out. So if it helps, I mean, this is going to be picot cut out. So you can just put a little black pen, I don't know if you can see, a little black pen on the bits that are going to be picot cut out. So that will remind you which bits are going to be picot cut out. There we go. And then all of the other bits will then be dotty. A bit like me, dotty. Here we go. So let's let me do these little bits in here next. There we go. The Groovi sticker tabs down. The Groovi card. There we go. So we're going to be doing, yes, you can see. There we go. This bit and this bit. Again with the number 2. Gives a nice little round one. And then, yeah, like I said, the fine grid, you've probably used the 1mm. There we go. And in here too. Da, da, da. You can get lost doing dots as well. There we go. So we've done the little dots in that part. And then we'll do the dots here as well. So I would say, let's start here. There we go. Lots of dots. I do use this dotted effect for quite a lot of my samples. I find it really really makes a really lovely pattern. I use it either in borders, or the good thing is with the dotty effect is it kind of creates colour without creating colour. So it kind of gives you some sort of resemblance of hold on, let me see so you can see. There's no point me doing some dots and you not seeing where I'm going. There we go. And then we get lost in dots. go. Nice. I was thinking this year as well, if it's nice, because I know last year we had lots of stormy weather in the summer, and all I wanted to do, I wanted to go outside, sit at the table, have a nice glass of something cold, and get lost outside doing my parchment, but never seemed to happen. Hopefully this year the weather will be a bit nicer, and once I've got everything looking nice, I'm going to sit outside and enjoy it in the sun. So that's what I'm hoping. There's just a bit of sunny weather this year. We had a few days last year that were really nice, but then something happened and it didn't carry on. I remember we had quite a few storms and wet weathers. It wasn't very nice. Okay, so we've done this part and this part, and so now I'm just going to do the dotty effects in this little bit here. Can you see? Let me move a bit central there. There we go. We've got some lovely things lined up this this week as well. Got some lovely stamps coming, so lots to look forward to. I must admit, it's we've had a good month so far. We've going to Japan, or bringing Japan to us. Yeah, it's been really lovely. Konnichiwa. I've learnt that. I have learnt how to say hello in Japanese. There we go. So far, we have created the dotty effects around the edges here. So let me just bring in, let me see if I can bring you out a little bit. There we go. So I'll do it on top of each other. So we have the dotty effects around the outside at the top. And then we have done a little bit in here and here. This is going to be picot cut out, so we'll leave that bit. And then the dotty effect here and here. So you can definitely see, looking at this, the difference between using the fine grid and the bold grid. You can see Tina's used the fine grid all over here, whereas we're using the bold grid, mainly so that everybody can see. It's easier for beginners as well to do bold grid, but the bold grid looks really lovely in itself anyway. So we've got the lovely bit around the outside and the little bits in there. And so I was thinking for your homework, because you know how much I love giving homework. Poor you. Is to finish off the dotted effect around the outside. So I thought that could be good for our homework, so I'll do that as well. But I just wanted to get us all into the perforating, and maybe we can start the perforating of this area here. But first, I just wanted to show you the difference between using the 2-needle fine and the 2-needle bold. So I thought I'd show you the difference there, because it's, let me come back to, ta-da, hi. It's the difference between the 2-needle fine and 2-needle bold. You'll get a completely different look. It's probably a little bit harder to perforate in the 2-needle fine, but you can make the holes a little bit bigger if you wanted to. But I thought it would be good to just show the difference for you guys at home, just to see the different effect it gives you. So what I'll do now, let me go on to number 2. So what I'll do now is I will get rid of these bits, and I'm going to bring in my bit of artwork and my pico foam. So I thought I'd show you just on the bottom part of my, it's just the bottom part is scrap now, as you can see. So I would use, if you haven't got anything else, good idea, I will use this middle part here as a ruler. Oh, sorry. Judith is asking which Groovi plate I'm using for this. This is the thank you plate from Tina's all-in-one set. It's a really, really lovely plate. It came from Tina's Floral Swells and Corners 1 and 2. So yes, I'm sure someone might put up the details for the plate. It's a really lovely plate. Let me just bring it in quickly. It's disappeared. There we go. That's it lined out. So as you can see, we've moved these bits outer, but the main part is this middle part here. So yeah, definitely, it's a really lovely plate, I must admit. Okay, so first of all, I am going to use the 2-needle bold to show you guys. So let me just we'll get in as close as we can. Oh, sorry. Let me just put my hands in. Hello. There we go. So yeah, so I'll just use this Groovi guard just to give you a point of reference, and it just makes it easier just to do a straight line, she says, going a bit wonky there. But we're only just, I'm going to show you with the 2-needle bold first, then I will show you with the 2-needle fine, and then I will just perforate out so you can see the difference with it pico cut. So let me just, I'll just go down this line quickly. There we go. Ooh. There we go. So that's 2-needle bold. A bit wonky there. So then I will come in with the Groovi guard. Just here quickly. And I will show you the 2-needle, I'll bring it over here actually, the 2-needle fine. There we go. Me going a bit wonky, that's talking and doing this. It's very hard to multitask when you're doing Groovi sometimes. That's why my my line just then was a little bit wonky. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to forget all about that. There we go. So I've done the same distance really, just to show you. So I'm going to get my perga cutters. Yeah, I prefer my perga cutters. They just work for me really. Everybody has their own likes on what they prefer. So yes, I'm just showing you the difference between the bold and the fine. Nothing wrong with either of them. They're both lovely. That might be a bit wonky, but we're going to forget all about that. There we go. So you can see that already the little picos, they are smaller, closer together. So I expect with Tina's, it does look like she has used the 2-needle fine to cut around as well by the look of the picos. So I think she's used fine all the way through her artwork. There we go. So let me just cut down a little distance here. There we go. And just to, there we go. So then if I just bend these back a little bit just so you can see. Oh, hello. There we go. Hold on. You'll be able to see in a minute. talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I tackle this parchment for a minute. There we go. Okay, it's going to be worth it, I promise you. There we go. Okay, so this is using the 2-needle bold, and this is the 2-needle fine. So the good thing about the 2-needle tool is it gives you an exact distance between each other. So just explaining how the 2-needle works. When I start perforating, I have the 2 needles. So to get that distance, you would just hook the first needle into the second hole, which will then give you a complete distance between each one. So again, you're hooking the first needle into the second hole, and then you would continue down. So you're always, and that would happen with quite a lot of the tools. So for example, we have used we've used the 2-needle before, but we've also used the angle tool and the semi-square tool. They also work in the same way. You would hook to get that lovely distance between it. If you wanted to hook the one of the needles is longer on the other tools, the semi-square. So because they are the length of the needle is a little bit longer, you can hook into the previous hole of the other shape you've made, and that again, it works in the same way. So you just hook into the last hole, and then you get that exact distance between each other. So that's how it works. So yes, so that is the difference between the 2-needle bold and the 2-needle fine. So both of them are really lovely. I find the snips, for me, they work really well because I find them just easier for me. I mean, I have used all of the other ones as well, but because I do a lot of picot cutting, I just, all I have to do is just go beep, doop, 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 and it's a lot easier. So yes, but the ring locks are really good, as is the exclusive scissors. Definitely worth having a look. And everybody has their own likes and dislikes, along with everything, really. I just, I like the squizzes. There we go. So that is the difference between the 2-needle bold and the 2-needle fine. So I'm going to use the 2-needle bold, just because for perforating all the way round, I would probably struggle without my magnifier, to be fair. I have by now said. I can't help it. Okay, so I thought we would get stuck into this part here. We might get a chance to picot cut within, and I will show you. I mean, Tina has been very, very precise, and she's got into most of the scrolls, so we're gonna tackle that. So let me grab my 2-needle bold. That's the one I'm going to be grabbing. So underneath, I have got the 12 by 12 super foam. So when I'm picot cutting, I would bring in my picot foam. You can use the picot foam on top of the super foam if you like. There's nothing wrong with that either. But I'm just going to do this on the super foam. So there we go. Let me bring in my Groovi guard and just have a quick sip of cold tea. Lovely. Okay, so I'm going to try very hard to perforate and talk at the same time. Here we go. Ready? Where do I start? Here we go. So yeah, so I'm going fairly close up to the line. and just following the curve round. There we go. And then I will go away from me. I do find it's easier. Let me just go onto the third camera. Let's see how we go here. So we're over here. So we move you a bit over there into the middle and a bit forward. There we go. Is that better? Can we see? There we go. Let's get quacking. So right around the scroll. Just making life difficult for myself. I'm not turning the parchment there. Just because I just want to make sure everybody can see. At home I would be turning the parchment. There we go. But I might have to now. Let's go round. Oh, actually that's better for you, actually, I think, to see me doing it there. Yeah, that's good. Right, so again going in around this scroll now. So yeah, going right up to the scroll as well. Ah. And actually, funny enough, yeah, actually, if I go onto the camera 2 for a second and go down, I think it actually, if you didn't want to pico cut this area, I think it looks nice with just a little perforating around the edges. Kind of gives it a little extra decoration, don't you think? Okay, let me go back onto number 3. Let's continue. Which one is everybody's weapon of choice? Do they like the snips? I can see a lot of people do like the snips on the chat. I can see that. I think if you're doing a lot of pico cutting, it's a good idea, but I know I get on with the scissors as well. They're all really good. I think Paul's choice is the ring locks, and Barbara's, and I think Linda's is the exclusives. So they all do the same job. They're all really good, but it's a personal preference, isn't it? We all have our personal preferences. There we go. Going around the flower now. Can we still see? There we go. Yeah. Wonderful. There we go. Getting right into the corner. And just following it round. There we go. It's another thing that you get lost in as well. Perforating and pico cutting. Before I know it, the tea's gone cold. And I've just done all my perforating and pico cutting, and it's now nearly midnight. And you just get lost in parchment. With any crafting, really, isn't it? It's mindfulness, isn't it? It's like with colouring, and everybody has their own way of relaxing. Us crafters, it's it's crafting, but everybody has their personal likes on how they want to relax. But I do find crafting is just, it's mindfulness. You feel relaxed afterwards, but also you are creating something which gives you a boost of self-esteem and confidence, doesn't it, really? Because you've created this lovely piece of art, and you're either going to give it to somebody who's going to treasure it, You know, and it's all those hours. And I know a lot of people, if you give them a card, they, you know, especially if they're a fellow crafter, they just appreciate it so much because of the time and effort you went into creating it. I mean, just, especially nowadays when everybody can, you know, they go in and they can buy what they want nowadays. I mean, it's so much easier. But to have that lovely bit of art, and you know that somebody has spent all of that time and effort on something, you know, means a lot. It really does. Especially because you know how much time and effort has gone into it. There we go. And you think how much time and effort has gone into this so far. I mean, we've spent 4 or 5 hours on this, really. Plus, I suppose, a little bit of time that I've done with homework and stuff. Maybe at the end of all of this, we can give it away as a little bit of art to one of our lovely viewers out there. There we go. Can everybody see? Here we are. Ta-da! My big Anne was in the way. Oh dear. There we go. There we go. To get a bit more central. I wonder if anybody's actually crafting along with me. Anybody crafting along with me? I know because I do it as well. I like to watch the chat as well. And it's nice to see everybody's enjoying it, hopefully. Okay, let me just show you so far, because I've been carried away. Let me show you on the overhead what we've done so far. So we've done some lovely black dots there. Doesn't that look nice? We're going to forget about the black dots. So far I have done this little part. And now we're going to tackle the rest of this part in a minute. But yeah, so you can see I have a pico cut all around the scrolls as well. So when we get to pico cutting that out as well, we might get onto that actually next week now, because it's nearly an hour's gone. That's crazy. How did that happen? So yeah, so we've just got the rest of this one to pico cut, perforate, sorry. But yeah, we've done this part so far. So yeah, that's good. Yeah, it is easy, Ken, to get carried away doing Groovi. I must admit, it is. So let me I really just want to finish this part off quickly. Oh, come down. There we go. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish this part quickly, actually. But I can't believe nearly an hour has gone. How did that happen? Did somebody speed up time? It is crazy. You can't really see what I'm doing now. Yeah. Let me I'm going to pico cut up here as well. Okay. I will. Is it easy on the number 2 camera? Yeah, can we see this bit? I hope so. Need to move this around. Where did I go? Oh, there I am. There I am. It's amazing how time flies. It is really crazy. How did that happen? Maybe it's because I was enjoying myself. Time always flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? There we go. So let's tackle this part now. There we are. I wonder if the weather's warmed up a little bit because it was so chilly this morning. I went out into the garden, it was so foggy. Very foggy. So usually that means that we might have a nicer afternoon. There we go. Might be able to get a nice hot cup of tea in a minute. As everybody take their tea? Do they take it as like, do you have milk in yours? Do you have sugar? I have to have a sugar now. Never used to have a sugar, but now I do. Don't have to answer that. There we go. Just doing the leaf. You can wonder if you can all see a comparison between, doing the perforating side on the side camera, and then now you've got the overhead. So it's definitely a bit different, isn't it? I'm just trying to make sure that I don't get my hand in the way too much. So we're perforating around the leaves now. I think I just got the scroll now. Yeah. Oh no, I got that bit as well. Got that scroll to do as well. Cheeky. Just turn it around a little bit. Can we see? Where am I? There we are. Ta-da. So we'll see how we tackle these wonderful scrolls next week as well, to cut them out. Yeah, so what do you think, guys? I think for my homework, I'm going to do the dotty effects all the way around the card, and then I will perforate all the way around, and then next week we can concentrate on the picot cutting maybe, and watch it take shape. There we go. Nearly done the scrolls. Not many scrolls to do now. There we go. And get right into that little gap. So last little bit. There we go. Almost done. I think that's it. Oh, hold on. Cheeky. Got carried away. There we go. Right. So let me just show you. There we go. So we have, let's go out a little bit. There we go. So what we have done so far in this hour is we have done the dotty effect around this little bit here. Let me bring in Tina's just to compare and contrast. Reminds me of essays in school. Compare and contrast. So we've done this little bit here around the edge, and then we also did this little bit here. So you can see the dotty effects there and there. and then this little bit here. And then I have I've perforated all the way around all of this part. So then next week we can concentrate on some picot cutting. So yeah, that's the plan. Let me come back to number 1. So yeah, so that's the plan for next week. So I'm going to do the dotty effects all the way around, and I will do some perforating all the way around. See how everybody, how far everybody gets. So yeah, so that's the plan for next week. So yeah, I hope everybody has enjoyed this hour. I've enjoyed it. It's gone so quickly. I can't believe it. So yeah, so don't forget we've got 2 p.m. show this afternoon. Oh, before I go, I really wanted to show you actually. They're really nice. Let me just show you on the overhead camera what we will be looking at in the 2 p.m. show. So it's these lovely ones. Oh, let me come out. It's these lovely plates here. So versatile and useful. You can make brilliant for small makes, what we've been doing in the last few months now. So yeah, so that's the first plate. And then this is the second plate. So those are the codes, but we'll go over this in the 2 p.m. show. I just wanted to show you because they are absolutely lovely, and the design team samples are absolutely gorgeous, every single one. I don't know how the design team do it every time. They really knock them out of the park. We really do. So yeah, so that's what we'll be doing in the 2 p.m. show. Me and Paul will be in the 2 p.m. show. Looking forward to seeing you all then, hopefully. If not, you can always watch us back. But yeah, so that 2 p.m. show will always be there. But yeah, so thank you very much for joining me on my first Groovi Tuesday on my own. Hope everybody learned something. We'll be learning as we go along throughout the year anyway. But yeah, it was lovely to see you all. And I will see you at 2 p.m. with Paul. Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.